Before I get started, I want to wish a very happy new year to everyone who may be watching this. And please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.
Come on. Do it. Do it!
So as 2021 comes to a close, it's now time to look ahead to 2022 and what the world of entertainment will be offering us. And as you can see, I'm once again joined by my partner in crime, Jack. We put our differences behind us and we want to start the new year off right. Ain't that right, Jack?
You can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs.
These things take time. Anyway, this is my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2022. First, a couple quick honorable mentions. Avatar 2 does finally come out this year, and while I can't say that I'm necessarily looking forward to it, I am interested to see what exactly took so long for this movie to become a reality. With the amount of times that it's been delayed, this better be some mind-blowing shit. Also, I'd like to bring up another movie that I just found about doing this research, and that's Bullet Train. I don't know much about it, but the synopsis reads, 5 assassins aboard a fast-moving train find out that their missions have something in common. Sounds like it could be fun, and it also stars Brad Pitt, who, let's face it, is great in everything that he's in.
If I'm gonna trip, I want to trip here, man.
Okay, now on to the countdown. I've been seeing this movie Ambulance advertised in movie theaters over the past few weeks. It's a Michael Bay movie, and that would normally cause me to check out immediately. But this looks like a bit more down-to-earth concept than what he would normally do. And I really dig the concept of this movie. 2 guys who are desperate for cash, and not necessarily bad guys, go out to rob a bank. Somewhere along the way, things go sideways and they end up hijacking an ambulance, which has a severely wounded cop inside as well as an EMT.
Now what the fuck are we supposed to do?
So this creates a bit of a moral dilemma for them, as they don't necessarily want anyone to die, but they also need to get back to their families. It also stars Jake Gyllenhaal, who again puts his all into everything that he does. The upcoming Super Mario Bros. Movie has caught some flack over the voice actors that they chose for it. I'm personally willing to wait and see how all that plays out, but as a longtime Mario fan, I've been waiting a long time for a Mario movie. Specifically an animated Mario movie because I feel like that makes the most sense.
That makes sense.
And it just always seemed like a no-brainer to make this movie because Mario is one of the most recognizable brands on the planet. I think the live-action Mario movie from the 90s actually scared people away from this concept, but I'm glad that they're taking a chance on the property again because it has a lot of potential. The Flash movie or Flashpoint would be a lot higher if I wasn't so burnt out on superhero movies, and if this movie wasn't presumably moving the DCEU away from the Snyderverse. But there is one big reason that I have any interest in this movie, and that reason is Batman. The return of Michael Keaton is the biggest reason that this movie has a lot of buzz around it, which makes a lot of sense because he was a lot of people my age's first Batman growing up. My only hope is that they treat him with a high level of respect.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Also, this may be the last time we see Batfleck in a movie. I hope it's not. But either way, it'll be interesting to see how they handle a movie with 2 different versions of Batman in it. I like all of the Jurassic movies in one way or another, except for the last one. I think it was called Fallen Kingdom. So I am a little bit concerned about this movie considering the last movie kind of fell short of expectations. In fact, it felt like things went way off the rails with the Fallen Kingdom movie.
That is one big pile of shit.
But this movie does have Colin Trevorrow returning as director, and he did a great job with Jurassic World, in my opinion. That movie made me feel like a kid again. But the biggest thing happening in Jurassic World Dominion is that the original big 3 are returning. And yes, I'm talking about Alan Grant, Ellie Sattler, and Ian Malcolm. It'll be interesting to see how they integrate the new and old casts into this movie, but the concept of dinosaurs on the loose and living amongst humans does sound pretty wild. So hopefully they don't fuck it up. I only saw the original Top Gun a couple of years ago, so I can't really call myself a big fan. But I am a huge fan of Tom Cruise. He may be crazy, but he does channel that craziness into dedication to his craft. And I can definitely appreciate that.
Help me help you.
Plus, I thought the trailers were really well done, and it'll be interesting to see Maverick in a mentor role in this movie. I know, we have back-to-back Tom Cruise here. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but I'm a big fan of the Mission Impossible franchise. In fact, I don't think it gets enough credit for the level of quality that it's maintained throughout the entire course of its existence.
Get the fuck out of here! No, I cannot. It's serious.
It's actually so good that the most recent movie prior to this one was one of the best in the franchise. Plus, these movies do have a tendency to up the ante every time they come out, and we're waiting to see what crazy stunt Tom Cruise did this time. When I first saw the trailer for The Northman, I was instantly hooked. I got very strong Gladiator meets Conan vibes, only set in the realm of Vikings instead. This is a very grounded story of revenge, plain and simple. It has a very art house feel to it, but I'm interested for no other reason, in that it's an original concept and it's not based on any established franchise.
Jesus fucking Christ, it's about time!
Originality is key, folks, to getting my attention. Ever since I saw the trailers, I've been really interested in The Black Phone. This movie comes from director Scott Derrickson, and again, it's an original concept, but more importantly, it's an original horror movie. This movie looks to have kind of a double creep factor to it. We have a very psychotic and unique looking child murderer, played by Ethan Hawke, and then we have spirits of his past victims helping the most recent abductee try to escape.
A what?
I like the idea of smashing two horror concepts into one, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to this movie. Scream 5, and yes, I'm calling it Scream 5 because Scream came out in 1996, and using the same title for this movie is pretty dumb. That being said, I am very excited for this. We have all the OG cast members returning, and we also have a new cast of teens in the mix who will surely be lined up to be slaughtered one by one. The idea in this movie seems to be that Ghostface is killing people who were related to previous killers, implying a deeper connection to the events of the previous movies. I'm a bit concerned for the safety of the OG characters in this movie because it really feels like anyone could get the knife at this point.
I'm feeling woozy here!
And I do have concern that this is the first Scream movie that doesn't have Wes Craven's involvement. But the Scream franchise is one of the more consistent slasher franchises, in my opinion. And based on the trailers, this looks like more of a serious take on this world, and I'm definitely here for that. I know a lot of people are going to say, didn't you just say that you're burnt out with superheroes? I did say that, but there's two things that make the Batman different. One, Batman is exempt from my exhaustion because Batman is my favorite superhero. Call it biased, but it is what it is.
Fuck me, right?
And two, the biggest reason I'm not into superhero movies anymore is that they've become very generic and stale to me. And the Batman looks to be anything but generic. I want these characters to be treated more seriously. Comic book characters typically have more to offer as far as emotional depth is concerned. And it really looks like that Matt Reeves is tapping into that. I also love the fact that this is his interpretation of these well-known characters. I don't want to see a panel-by-panel adaptation of a comic book because I've already experienced that story. Interpretation is a good thing as long as you stay true to the core of the characters. And I think that they're doing that here. That's how we got great films like The Dark Knight and Joker. They weren't traditional adaptations of those characters, but they still worked because of the amount of effort put into creating them.
Because it's all part of the plan.
And the Batman has potential to be in that conversation if it ends up being what it looks like it will be. So that's my list of the most anticipated movies of 2022. What's your list? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Y'all be cool. Nah.